Powell looking to the stars, the dollar continues to climb, and planes may begin falling out of the skies? Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, Joe Rorbert coming at you. And on Wednesday, September 20th, Jerome Powell decided not to raise interest rates. Now, I for one was shocked at this because as I reported in my last video, we saw inflation hit nearly 3.8%, which was up from its low about 2.9%. And I really thought that Powell would just throw caution to the wind and raise rates because that's what he's been doing for the last year, taking rates from near zero to close to 5.5%. However, at the last meeting, Powell decided to not raise rates and actually do the right thing, which was wait patiently to see what effect his previous rate increases would have on the economy. However, at the meeting, he did say that they are planning on continuing to raise rates this year, expecting rates to come out around 5.625 by the end of 2024. And he said that he expects to keep rates above 5% all the way through 2024. This was big news because a lot of the markets were expecting that by next year he'd begin pulling back on interest rates and he'd begin lowering them below 5%, which is what the markets were looking for. Now, of course, the markets responded negatively. And we saw last week the markets lose around 3%, which was the equivalent of what they've lost throughout this third quarter, nearly 3 to 3.5% across all markets. Now, it's interesting. Jerome Powell also said that he's looking for the R star. The R star is the perfect neutral interest rate. And what this interest rate would do for us, if he could find it, is it would make people feel comfortable enough to borrow money and at the same time comfortable enough to leave money in savings accounts. Because what happens if interest rates get too high, people stop borrowing money. We start seeing expansion in the economy turn into contraction in the economy as businesses aren't borrowing and expanding. And people would rather leave their money sitting in high rate interest savings accounts rather than go out and purchase goods and services. So the rate that Powell is looking for is that rate that will convince people they should leave some of their money in savings accounts. At the same time, they should be spending some of their money and allowing the economy to expand and not cause a recession. So I was very happy to see him say he does not want a recession because this whole time I felt like he was really pushing to have a recession occur to bring inflation down. However, it looks like that's not the case, and he is going to try to find that R star, that perfect neutral interest rate. I don't think he'll find it. He's going to push it too far, and we probably will have a mild recession, and then we'll see him have to pull back, and then we'll see greater expansion, but that's the way it works. And all of this talk from the Fed has caused the US dollar to soar. We just saw it climb about 5% since July against all other major currencies. And this is great news for America, especially if you want to go travel overseas and vacation in other countries, because the US dollar is so strong right now, it's almost on par with the euro, so traveling overseas has become a lot less expensive. However, this isn't very positive for businesses who have overseas companies because it's more expensive for them to change the dollars over and purchase goods and services in foreign currencies. Now, if you check out my other video about what's going to happen with the US dollar, especially since countries like Brazil, Russia, India, and China are trying to remove the US dollar as a reserve currency, I still do not believe that's going to happen anytime soon. And as the dollar continues to strengthen, it just adds more fuel to my belief that the US dollar is going to be here for quite some time. And in other news, we just saw American Airlines join Southwest Airlines and United in announcing that they may have inadvertently purchased fake airplane parts that go into those airplanes that you're flying to go overseas and spend some of that great US money. See, there was a company called AOG Technics that turns out to be a completely fake company, fake employees. They were using a P.O. box as their mailing address, and it looks like those parts were put in over 100 planes that were in the skies, but they have been grounded. So that means that if you're looking to travel, there are less planes out there to take you. This means we're going to see more cancellations, more delays. So just be prepared for this and know that you may have to have longer times at the airport. Thank goodness the airline industry is so anal about keeping track of everything that goes into that plane. Otherwise, it could be a nightmare to try to figure out which planes had the parts and which planes didn't. If you like videos like this, make sure you check out some of my other videos. As always, leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.